I'm here to talk to you about how do you build a research-based asset into a global thought leadership initiative to benefit your brand. And I will draw on my experience of leading the ASDA'A BCW annual Arab Youth Survey over the last 12 years. For those who are not familiar with the Arab Youth Survey, here is a quick snapshot. The 2020 survey was conducted by PSB, a BCW group company specializing in actionable research. For the 2020 edition, PSB organized 4,000 face-to-face interviews with young Arabs in the age group of 18 to 24 in 17 Arab countries. The sample was split 50% male, 50% female. Our survey is the largest of its kind of the region's largest demographic, its youth. The impact of our 12th annual survey that we launched in 2020 was the biggest ever. We reached an audience of over 1 billion people in less than 1 month. So, how did we build one of the biggest thought leadership initiatives for BCW? Here's how we did it. We adopted a 3-point strategy. First, we identified a theme that matters. To understand the Arab world, you need to understand its largest demographic. Many of you may know that 60% of the Arab world's population are below the age of 30, and that is the 200 million young Arab men and women. Our survey explores their hopes, their fears, and their aspirations, filling a critical data gap about understanding this important audience. Every year, we bring the voice of these youth to a global audience. Governments, private companies, multilateral institutions, the media, think tanks across the world await our survey findings every year. They do it because it matters to them. Second, we explored subjects that resonate in society. Some of the questions in our survey asked about how young Arabs see migration, corruption, anti-government protests, women's rights, drug abuse, mental illness, personal debt, and more. Some of these subjects are kind of taboo subjects, most often swept under the carpet. We bring these subjects and the findings to the fore so it benefits governments and private sector so that it helps them in their policy making and decision making. For example, one of our top findings this year was on migration. The survey revealed that nearly 40% of the Arabs have considered leaving their country because of struggling economies and conflicts in their countries. That is close to 80 million young Arabs. Now, that is a very significant finding, not only for the Arab governments, because that's a loss of wealth of youth to foreign lands, but also it's going to put pressure on foreign countries where these people want to go, and it has pressure on the borders, especially in Europe. Findings such as these provide evidence-based insight to support these governments and private sector. Third, we created a narrative with a digital-first multimedia approach. As all of you know, presenting complex data can be a real challenge. We structured a compelling story that resonates with our audience. This year, our theme was a voice for change. We created a detailed white paper with commentary from international experts from across the world so that they can provide more context and more insight and understanding to make sure that people who are not aware of the Middle East or the Arab world can understand these findings better. We further produced media collateral, including videos, infographics, press releases, opinion pieces by experts. We also activated 5 social media channels so that we can put across shareable data and to spark a dialogue with people across the Arab world and in fact, across international markets as well. And we showcased all of this on our website, arabyouthsurvey.com. You should spend some time on our website. There is a fund of information, not only on our 12th annual survey, but archived material from 2008. So finally, as I said, the impact was the best ever. This year, our survey was covered by media in 61 nations in 14 languages, reaching, as I said before, over 1 billion people in less than 1 month. And this is fabulous. But look at the kind of media that covered us: the Financial Times, CNN, CNBC, Bloomberg, Reuters, and hundreds of other leading media across the Arab world reported on the findings, and the traffic on our social media channels exploded during the period of the launch and continues to do so. So to summarize, the 3-point strategy to build a strong research-based thought leadership initiative are: 1, identify a theme that matters. 2, explore a subject that resonates in society. And here you have to be brave. And 3rd, create a compelling narrative with a digital-first multimedia approach. And finally, the survey has positioned BCW and WPP as an innovator, a thought leader, and a company that contributes to the community that it serves. For me and my team at ASDA'A BCW, the Arab Youth Survey has been a passion project. We have nurtured this asset over the last 12 years and kept it fresh and relevant. What is your passion project? I'm here to discuss any of your ideas. Thank you for listening to me.